morning, everybody, and hello to everybody online, and a special thanks to everybody that's made it into the room. I especially didn't expect to see some people here today, so thank you very much for getting up. And thank you to Julia for coming to join us.
Thank you for having me.
So we had a wonderful day yesterday, lots of good speakers, lots of good presentations. Team from Google, I can see hiding at the back there, just very keenly watching us. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Paying interest. Obviously, we've got a great insight into what Google thinks of messaging and why they think it's going to be successful. So what we wanted to do today was to get a very different point of view. So thank you very much for coming to join us. It's very nice. So for this time, I haven't got to talk to my slides. I get to talk to somebody else's just as an introduction. And it's great to see familiar themes that come out. You know, why is messaging important? When Nick got up and put together his stats in about 5 minutes before he came on stage yesterday, we were looking at what's going to happen in the next 5 years. And one of the key growth areas, of course, is messaging, of course, is CPaaS. But in that mix, WhatsApp was the strongest, certainly the prediction from Mobile Squared. So why are people moving towards messaging? We've changed the way that we talk to each other. Looking around the room, normally at this point, one of you's got your phone out and is actually messaging somebody else and not listening. There we are. Excellent. You know, everybody has looked at their messaging app this morning. It's where we spend all of our time. It's where we talk to each other. You know, this is how we connect as people, and it's increasingly where we connect to businesses. The numbers that pop up on screen, I think we all have our own flavor of this. Certainly we saw some from Google yesterday. We've seen them from Mobile Squared. I have a Webex slide that is very, very similar to this one. But it is the same thing. Customers expect more. They have the emphasis. And they send 140 billion messages every day. That's what we do. Depending on your demographic, you might send 20, 30, 40. Some of you might send one, but it's 140 billion a day. So why is it important to Meta to introduce business messaging, and why is WhatsApp so important for that mix?
That's a good question, David. Thanks for having me over here once again. My dad is a headmaster. I'm always with the notes, so apologies for that. But I will be taking as well as I'm speaking. Yes, indeed, everyone is on messaging these days. And what is more interestingly, that over 1 billion people, I can take the remote
yes,
as
go on.
well.
This is your section.
Just to have the power in my hands.
Yes, you do this.
Just like
now.
with the messaging of my channel of choice. We see across our platform over 1 billion people messaging business each week, and that number is growing. Importantly, we see there's a huge opportunity for businesses. Just picking up on the number that you showed, 140 billion people messaging each other, and only 1 billion people now messaging to the business across the app. So opportunity is huge. And we do differentiate WhatsApp, perhaps more so in this area. There are multiple reasons for that. But probably if we just take a step back and think about ourselves, how we communicate with the business every single day. So throughout the course of the day, I might go on a website. Now it was a Black Friday event and I found some shoes. Then I find it on a website and I want to find out whether they have, my size in stock. I will follow up via the phone call. They will follow up with me via the email, then do the retargeting via the SMS. So right now, that journey is quite fragmented. And what WhatsApp allows us to do is to have all of those communication channels to be in one place, right, on WhatsApp. So to have that end-to-end customer journey, customer experience. And it is a vision that businesses and people should be interacting with each other, just like in the same manner we're interacting with each other every single day. And instead of me talking over here, I would probably go on and show you the example of the Geo. Do I go?
Yep.
Will there be
one more? It will play full screen.
There we go. And that is the full funnel commerce experience that we launched for Geo, which is your
so this is now live, isn't it?
This is now live. You can have thousands of items. You can have your catalogs over in WhatsApp, where people can browse. They can select, find, select, and buy within the same channel. Do the checkout and pay for the order, and then get the delivery notifications and confirmations that the order is on the way.
So do you have taken this live, and the payment section is now live for them as well?
The payments in India are live. We're working on the third-party integrations as well, so that's going to be live quite soon. I would say in 2023. We were resistant and hesitant for a long time. We wanted native payments, but we will be integrating with the third-party providers. That is live already in APAC, on a beta. So we're testing, but it means that WhatsApp and Meta are, more open to have anything third-party integrated. So just coming back to your question, why WhatsApp? The answer is really quite simple. We can create a lot of numbers and a lot of math behind it, but it's just what it really does in summary is it allows you to meet customers where they already are. It is very hard to change consumer behavior. Now, opening up our powerful platform to the business creates a lot of opportunities. And you can see kind of the scale at which we're operating. We're in over 180 countries with over 2.5 billion active monthly users. And people are on WhatsApp. So 70% of WhatsApp users, they check it daily. And maybe even more than once a day.
Well, I've seen people in the room already checking it this morning.
Yes,
so it's definitely...
I'm the worst example. It's like all of other communication channels, they've kind of died out. SMS is no longer relevant, email either. We're just on the messaging channels. And if we think about ourselves, when we're coming back to the own apps, for example, now traveling is more prevalent. It's more paramount. We're kind of, after the COVID case scenario, and I have to travel quite a lot. And every single time I travel somewhere, they prompt me to download another app. So I have Emirates, United, BA, then train lines. So I ended up with like 10 applications on my phone just for traveling in different countries. Now, is that efficient for me? Do I remember all the passwords to all of those applications? Do I need them all? No, I would rather have it on one channel on WhatsApp. And what do I need over there? Maybe just the PDF with the, like the booking confirmation or the upgrade of the seat or some loyalty, for prompting me with 20% off my second flight. So times are changing and we want simplicity, we want efficiency in our daily lives. And then of course, is the whole channel preference. Then rather than waiting on hold in telephone queues when I'm talking to Sky, for example, to renew my broadband, or maybe I'm moving flats and I want to change it to Virgin. And I remember myself once, I had to wait the whole day on just for Sky to be able to reply to me. That was ridiculous because I put the phone, it was right next to me. I already had like 3 Zoom meetings, but the music was still there, it was still playing. So when someone replied, I already forgot that I had the phone. I picked it up and I'm like, oh, thank you so much for responding. I would rather pick up my phone and will reply whenever it is convenient to me. And I'm sure you will have a lot of examples as well.
And it's exactly the same. I mean, certainly what Cisco sees, giving people the choice to be on the channel they prefer, the one that works for them. Clearly, WhatsApp is your channel of choice. But being able to do that in a convenient way, being able to take over the journey at the point the customer needs is perfect.
Yeah, I agree with you. So another recent sort of launch that we already announced on the Dreamforce is the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Right now, companies, we have native integrations to companies, and there will be a lot of those who have the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. They can do all of those use cases from sales to coupon sharing, Black Friday. It could be retargeting, which is abandoned cart, domain customer reactivation. They can do all of this natively within the Salesforce Marketing Cloud.
Don't say I never put myself in an uncomfortable position, because you are about to see a Salesforce video. I really wish it had Cisco across the top, but for today, it will say Salesforce. But it's an important integration.
But it is really cool to see that experience live. And it feels as natural as talking to your friends and family.
to Radical Agile in size 6, please.
Goes on a lot longer when you sit on stage doing it, doesn't it? It's a lot longer than when we
Is it
practiced.
intimidating? Is it
Do you know what?
intimidating?
No, because it does. It leads into the right. It leads into the right question because there are lots of people in this room that will be doing similar things. Salesforce, absolutely. Webex, do it. Why is it that business partners are so important to WhatsApp? Because you do spend. You're here with me. I know there are a number of our rivals in the room. I know definitely there's some of them online. Why are business partners so important to you?
Yeah, we do rely heavily on our business partners because essentially what we provide is the dumb pipe, just the access to the service. Now, and here's one example of the full customer journey that you see end-to-end cycle. To be able to build that with our API that we are providing with the access, we do need partners who are building all the journeys, utilizing all of the features with the help of like bot flows, for example, integrations that you need to put in place. Probably you can tell a bit more, maybe share some examples.
Absolutely. I mean, Dario's got a great example. If you've not scanned the QR code on your tables, go and look at what Meth put together with another rival. I'm not going to name them on stage. We've already done Salesforce. But if you, again, there'll be a QR code from Cisco as well at the end, because that's my payoff. So there will be one from our platform. Eventually.
We have a native integration with you guys as well.
But it's, I think all of these messaging channels, I think we talked about it yesterday. I know I've certainly talked about it on stage before. Being able to put the right information in front of the customer at the right moment is what makes it work. You have to have the answer that they want, or you have to have the service that they want. And you have to be, if you're going to build the best services, you have to actually make the call to action, the fulfillment, and do it as a complete process, which, that is what Webex are providing. Others do it too. But that's where we love to partner with WhatsApp and with Meta across those channels, and indeed others, to be able to offer that experience, because we need the connection to the people, and WhatsApp have that in abundance.
Yeah, exactly. As I mentioned before, actually, it's just so damn simple. It is the access. What we're doing is opening the door to the people that are spending their time on one channel. Now, what call to action you want to put afterwards? It could even be, drive to your website to monetize it. It could be drive to your own app to monetize it. But it is just the access to the people, because they are already there.
So what is next? So what's coming? What else is happening with WhatsApp? Because you've got a few things that have changed, specifically in the UK, and you've got some other clients to mention, I know.
Yes, we will be focusing on building more features to delight our customers. And right now, I'm quite excited to announce that this is already live in UK. It is live in 4 countries only. We're still in the beta mode, but UK was one of the first ones to launch it for only on Android. So people, just like me and you, will be able to find the business inside their own WhatsApp sort of application. In the new chat icon, you can search for, so for example, if I'm in London and I'm searching for a Starbucks nearby, I will be able to just type Starbucks and I will find the nearest branch. This is live for the businesses that are approved, that are with us. They went through the business verification and are on the API.
So they have to choose now to go and switch that on, don't they? They have to go to their partner and say, please go in and click the button.
No.
No?
Nope. It is automatically. They will be automatically. Now they can it is on the back end, we can choose which phone number, because a lot of companies that had a lot of phone numbers.
Yeah.
So, you know, like Coca-Cola would have like 100 in UK. That's just as an example. But you need to choose in the beta, on a sort of phase 1 release, then you should choose one primary phone number. We will be expanding it and sort of refining, learning from our sort of pitfalls, and then GA obviously want to make it nice and smooth for all the companies. But yes, on the Android, it is already live. On Apple, will be live in H1.
Absolutely. So if you're in the room, you have your Android phone, go and look. You will start seeing customers popping up there from now.
Yeah, and why it is important, I can tell you, there's one reason for it. We didn't really do a very good job at telling our story over the last couple of years. We didn't do a good job. So, you know, being in UK, would you know that you could have WhatsApp as your enterprise to communicate with your customers at scale? You could never see any advert anywhere. And we didn't do a good job communicating it to the wider audience. So the discovery feature, just making it easier for the businesses to say, hey, actually, I'm also on WhatsApp, and you can communicate with us on WhatsApp. Yes. And we do get very good feedback from the clients as well. So right now, I just came back from Dubai. We need to travel there quite a lot because we have quite a lot of launches over there. And companies over there, they're a bit more advanced, I would say, than Europe in their WhatsApp adoption and the use cases that they're launching. So Sixth Street, for example, they shared that they're getting 20 times ROI compared to SMS. Data click generates 0.5 million incremental sales a week just because of they've launched the service on the WhatsApp. And this is the kind of incrementality we're looking for. The changes, the improvements we are providing for the companies, the value is exponentially higher than any other channel, given you're using it wisely with the help of our
if
partners.
you deliver the right experience and you have the right partner. Webex,
yes,
please.
we're ruthless on quality as well. So we need to make sure that we're not a spammy channel, and we monitor spam very carefully. And I would like to finish off with a quote, which is becoming, messaging is quickly going from delighting customers to becoming an expectation. And that is shared by the CEO of Uber. Now, Uber, I think everyone, the whole world is familiar with the application. It is becoming more of a noun than anything else. Yet again, they've launched the full service, Uber service. You can have it in India, but now also 24th, I think, November, they've launched it in Brazil. And what he shared, Dara, the CEO, is that they're getting a third of their customers via WhatsApp. And that is the kind of incrementality we're looking for.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for coming and agreeing to talk to us.
Pleasure.
Hopefully my questions weren't particularly difficult, but we have an opportunity for everybody in the room. So if you want to click forward for us, one more.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. So now is your chance. So it's WhatsApp's first visit to MEF. So a new group of people. So please.
Good morning. My name is Gene Pradas from BTS. Thank you for the presentation. Very interesting. All the focus on the customer experience. Two areas I wanted to talk. One is again, how do you expect to monetize it? All right, quickly and rate because the options are there, of course. The other one is in North America, of course. WhatsApp is not used as much as in other areas. What plans do you have to increase that penetration?
The first question, would you like me to answer to the first question first or to the second? Let's start with the first. How are we planning to monetize it? We are monetizing it. So we're charging per conversations, and that is our monetization model. Just like SMS are charging for their services for SMS, we're charging for the conversations. Now, the second part, if you allow me to jump to that, regarding America, I can share with you something has changed over the last year, I would say. Right now, America is our fastest growing region for WhatsApp. So we do have quite big plans to monetize US at some point as well.
I will say, if you didn't see it, go back and watch. I believe it was played during the Super Bowl, the advert for WhatsApp, WhatsApp versus SMS. A big investment. It was very interesting. I'd definitely go and search for how they're increasing in the US. I think it's worth mentioning in the monetization piece where you're talking about, you differentiate between a service conversation that's started by the customer and a marketing conversation.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask a cheeky question. Why do you think that's the approach that WhatsApp have taken to conversations?
Regarding the service versus marketing, we see that marketing companies are able to get higher value and the ROI from the marketing use cases. So hence why we are kind of trying to price the use case, let's say, to the ROI versus the value that the companies are getting out of it. And I've shared with you the numbers, like 500,000 incremental sales that a click is generating a week. That is like super high.
Yeah.
And this is just like some of the examples. In Dubai, it's just, being as a partner manager, I don't get to speak to end clients quite a lot, not like on an everyday basis. I think our partners, you do a lot more over here in terms of working with the clients. Now, hearing out them and the value that they're getting, the results that they're receiving, like the reactivation campaigns, for example, getting back their customers, doing customers reactivation, is double digit versus other channels. So that is quite inspiring. And obviously, we want to make sure that the price is kind of matching that ROI. When it comes to the service, we realize that some channels like SMS, they're able to kind of meet that and expectation in a fairly similar way. Still, service is the cost center to the company. So it's not like they're getting a lot of value out of it. They're saving the money. So we want to meet them and make it easier for them, to bear that cost.
DCB, Asha from Orange has a question.
Yes, please.
Hi, Yulia. So a couple of things, but some observations, first of all, if you don't mind. First of all, it was very interesting to see that you are accommodating the P2A experience within the client. I think that is absolutely key. I'm an iOS user, so I have got an Android phone, so I've just downloaded WhatsApp on that to see how that really is. So
There we go,
I'll keep tabs on there.
140,000,001.
There you go. No, I have WhatsApp on my iPhone anyway as well, but it's just to experience the PTA. So good to see that you're still innovating fairly quickly in this space, recognizing the customer needs and requirements. But particularly here in the UK, I would say that Meta have really utilized the campaigning ability to try and position the company as a safe and secure service provider to customers today, not least by advocating how WhatsApp now has end-to-end encryption. So my question to you is, are you looking to bring end-to-end encryption into the business messaging environment as well?
I believe it is already live. Yes, absolutely.
In the chat bot, because I've actually already experienced some of the business messaging experience in WhatsApp, and it does not present itself as an end-to-end encrypted experience.
It is. Maybe you will be able to
Yeah,
answer it better.
I will happily field that one. So when you first start the conversation with a business, the encryption is from your handset to the business that is providing the WhatsApp API to the company that you're contacting. So what you'll see in the top of the conversation is this business is using a company to provide you WhatsApp. Your messages are encrypted to that company. I can't remember the exact wording. It's something very similar to that. It'll be on the first occasion that you attract that business. The partners that you're talking about using, and I'm going to talk to Webex, of course I am. The partners that are providing access to that API need to be reputable. They need to maintain that encryption. I will say for Webex, we certainly do. So from beyond the end of the WhatsApp tunnel, where the WhatsApp encryption ends, because you need to be able to see the message to process it. But our services will keep that content encrypted, keep it at rest, keep it in motion, all the way through to what the business is going to do with it. Now, if that's automation, it never becomes unencrypted. If it goes through to a real agent, ultimately, because customer service or for anything, ultimately a real person is always required at some point. At that point, it becomes de-encrypted for that agent. But absolutely, I think one of the key, and I think it's true of a lot of the channels we talked about it. I know Greg mentioned it's coming to messages as well. Certainly, if we had Apple in the room, they'd be talking about it. That end-to-end encryption, I think, is absolutely key for these new channels. I think WhatsApp make a huge play of it, but I think we as an industry make a play of it across all of them. That's how we start to motion some of that traffic away from SMS into a more secure environment.
Or maybe it's just a question of fixing the labeling then, because it's absolutely not clear at all.
All right, well, it's
I mean,
definitely
even
there.
when you're opening up, the businesses portal in the integrated web view, you could question whether that is like with Facebook Messenger, as it say, whether that is, the data is contained within that experience between the user and the business, or whether Meta has access to it, etc.
Some feedback to take back with you.
Yes, thanks a lot for the feedback.
Definitely.
We're constantly trying to improve our services, and I will definitely put it back to the product.
David from Google has a question.
Of course he does. Hello,
Hey,
David.
Of course. Hi, Julia. Nice meeting you. And thank you for the presentation. WhatsApp is not only a messaging channel, it's a voice and video channel, at least for consumers. What are your thoughts about enabling those for businesses too?
Pardon? Could you-
WhatsApp is a messaging channel, but not only, it's video and voice for consumers.
Video.
Video and voice.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts about enabling those channels for businesses too?
We're working on it. Yes, we're working on the video and voice feature as well. So soon to come. I won't be able to share with you the exact timelines, but hopefully already in the sort of H1, we'll give you the visibility into that. It's one of the P0
Susan,
voice.
there's one behind you if you want. I'll take it. Yeah.
Hi, Julia. This is Megha from Cisco. I have a question that I think it's more of a wider question, because messaging, we are exposing all the P2P messaging channels to B2C now. So WhatsApp is a widely used P2P channel. So my question to you is that how do we prevent brands from intruding into the personal space of a user? So are you planning to maybe segregate the inbox for brands versus my personal space, for example?
So we might work on that product development. I haven't seen this on the product roadmap, but what we do is we monitor quality quite drastically.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of best practices that we enable our partners how to use the channel to make sure that the business is not banned from the platform. And we do that. Companies, they need to make sure that they're preserving that personal touch, creating personalized campaigns. They respect opt-ins as well. There are quite a lot of best practices that we share with our partners, and we do monitor quality on the back end. So if we see that something that the users are complaining, and we see those signals as well coming through, we have an enforcement rubric built into our platform, then we typically either ban the business or give the warning, but we make sure that the quality is
And you
preserved.
do see that it can happen relatively quickly. If someone does something inappropriate, the customer has the
Yes.
option to say, no, thank you. And that does impact quality store pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Hi there, I'm Jamie from Marketing Manager for Bix. Thank you very much, David and Yulia, for the presentation today. My question is, in regards to WhatsApp for Business, I think we all understand the benefits that companies can have to using it to engage with their customers. But one of the common issues that we're having is that companies don't really want to start paying for conversations. They say that they've been using personal accounts to engage with their customers for many years. And obviously we talked to them about the benefits to migrating across to WhatsApp for Business. But is WhatsApp taking any measures to restrict businesses from setting up personal accounts or monitoring businesses using personal accounts to engage with customers, to stop them using personal accounts to interact?
If a business wants to communicate with their customers at scale, meaning using more than communicating more than, like 5 agents, for example, if they have a contact center and, they have only one phone number, then I don't see how they can use personal WhatsApp to do so.
From my perspective, when we talk to enterprises, the most important thing about that business account is the fact that it says business account underneath it, and the fact that you can get your business verified and get that tick. I've come across it as well. We've had companies that have signed up. They've gone, oh, this is the number we'd like to use, and you can't register it because they've got it registered on a personal account. The difference when they move across is it is the level of automation that you bring. Without that, they cannot scale.
Okay, thank you. We've got one more in the room and one online. Thanks.
Excellent.
Hello. This is Zoe from Upstream. As a company, we are running WhatsApp campaigns for our business clients. And a problem that we are facing very often is that we have trouble to get the green check, the verification of the business accounts. Due to notability issues that we don't know the exact criteria of Meta about this. My question is if Meta is planning to somehow change these strict rules, or because this is a blocker for businesses to interact with their clients, with the end users, and how can we communicate it better to our businesses that this problem?
There are some best practices that also our partners will be able to share with you how to get the green tick, but you need to work with your partners to be able to kind of qualify it. That's why we kind of made this differentiation with the green tick for notability requirements, to make sure that businesses like Coca-Cola, etc., like Starbucks, they can be on the platform, whereas some smaller businesses that are less notable, probably they would not qualify into that criteria. But to make it easier for the businesses, what we're doing, and already with the business search, so even if you don't have the notability approved green badge, you will still have, because what it does to you for the business is making sure that it's not just the phone number that is displayed in the search, but it is actually the name of the business, right? So with this new business search feature, we're launching at the same time that went through the business verification, and that is quite a ruthless process already. They don't need to go through the OBA requirements, procedure. They will be able to have the display name within the channel, but without the green tick. Now, the green tick is given to the really notable businesses, meaning like L'Oreal or like Starbucks, for example.
Cool. Well, yeah, we have one more online. If you'll bear with me. Access to WhatsApp is only available to a handful of partners. Will this remain the case? Does WhatsApp plan to open it up further?
This is probably not a question to address to me.
Listen, you're going to say no,
but,
right? Yeah.
But we are working, we're still in limited beta, and we are working with the selected partners only. And they do go through a very ruthless process, which requires RFI, RFP, TPA, etc. It is a year-long, sometimes, procedure to get onto the API.
Yeah. It's worth the effort. That's all I'll say.
Only quality is selected.
I say thank you very much. If there are no more, Susan has let us run over by 5 minutes, so it must have been a good session. The one thing I will say, last one, before she starts clapping me off, because I've had so many partners and pieces, and because somebody else built the one for Meth, that's the Webex one. So if you guys have got WhatsApp on your phones, do scan it. You can come and talk to my sales team, and you can come and find out more about WhatsApp when you need to. But other than that, thank you very much for coming, Yulia. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.